Earth was no ordinary planet. It was a death world, a place where survival was a constant battle against predators, environmental chaos, and deadly ecosystems. Humanity had thrived in such harsh conditions for millennia, evolving to become one of the toughest species in the galaxy. The planet itself was a brutal playground, with every step potentially leading to death. It was a world of towering storms, poisonous atmospheres, deadly beasts, and landscapes that could kill with a simple misstep. Yet, in this unforgiving environment, humans had flourished, becoming apex predators in a world designed to crush them. Adaptability was their greatest strength, their ability to endure even the most extreme conditions. Over time, humanity had spread beyond Earth, colonizing distant worlds. Some of those worlds were calmer, more hospitable than Earth, where life could exist without the constant threat of annihilation. But those who had survived the deadly trials of Earth were different, hardened, resilient, and unwavering. They were Deathworlders, a title spoken in hushed tones among the galaxy's more peaceful species. The name alone evoked fear and respect, for no species had ever encountered humans and not come to understand one thing: never underestimate them. The galaxy was filled with various alien species, many of whom regarded humans as little more than primitive creatures. These races lived on planets with manageable environments, where the challenges of survival were minimal. They had no concept of Earth's dangers, nor the fierce adaptability that allowed humans to thrive. It was easy for them to dismiss humanity as weak, backward, or inferior. These species had seen humans as nothing more than an inconvenience until now. One such species, a group of vicious predators known for their brutal nature, decided to target the human colonies. They had heard tales of humans, but they had never seen one in action. The predators, with their advanced technology and superior firepower, thought they could easily overpower the humans. Their goal was simple: capture and subjugate human children. They saw them as valuable assets, potential slaves or bargaining chips, believing that the fragile creatures would be easy to break. They had no idea what they were dealing with. To them, it seemed like an easy task. A group of human children was nothing more than a group of innocents, unable to resist. They were unaware that the true power of humanity lay in the love and protection of their own. The human instinct to protect their children was like nothing the predators had ever encountered. The predators believed they were entering a territory they could dominate with ease, but they could not have been more wrong. They were about to find out the hard way that they had made a grave mistake, one that would teach them why underestimating humanity was a fatal error. The moment the human colony realized the children were gone, everything changed. What had begun as a simple abduction, a brief flash of terror followed by hopelessness, quickly turned into a coordinated, determined response. The predators had underestimated the resolve of the human species, and now they would learn just how wrong they were. The colony's leaders immediately contacted the nearest human military force, a small fleet of ships stationed just beyond the orbit of the planet. Communication was quick, direct, and relentless. Within hours, plans were in motion to recover the children. The human military, despite being outgunned and technologically inferior compared to the predators, was known for one thing above all: its resilience. The predators had superior weapons, ships, and technology, but humans had a tenacity that could not be matched. The human strategy was not to confront the predators head-on in a battle of firepower, but to exploit their greatest strength, their resourcefulness. With limited assets and few options, the humans turned to guerrilla tactics, ambushes, traps, and hit-and-run attacks designed to disrupt and confuse the enemy. As the humans began to track the predators' movements through space, it became clear that the aliens had underestimated the humans' ability to adapt and survive in unfamiliar environments. The predators, used to simple, direct confrontations, found themselves in a deadly game of cat and mouse. The human soldiers, armed with basic weapons and a fierce sense of determination, used every ounce of their training to stay one step ahead. The predators' cloaking technology was no match for human cunning. Human soldiers, familiar with the terrain and survival tactics, set traps and deployed countermeasures that had the predators reeling. The predators had thought their technological advantage would make them unbeatable. But now, in the face of relentless pursuit, they were beginning to realize that technology alone would not save them. The humans didn't need superior weaponry. They had the will to keep fighting no matter the odds. Every time the predators thought they had an advantage, the humans would strike back, forcing them into a corner, challenging their every move. The predators began to see the flaw in their initial plan. They had not anticipated a species so driven by the protection of their own. They hadn't counted on the primal rage and urgency that surged through the humans every time they thought of their stolen children. It wasn't just about survival anymore, it was about vengeance. The predators were starting to falter. Their arrogance had blinded them to the strength of humanity's spirit. And with each skirmish, each small victory, the humans grew stronger, more determined, and more unified in their purpose. Despite their best efforts, the predators were losing ground. The human resistance wasn't just fighting for the children anymore, they were fighting to prove that no one, no matter how advanced, could ever truly dominate them. The realization settled heavily on the predators as they faced an enemy they had never truly understood. The humans were not just fighting to survive, they were fighting to protect their own, and that made them unstoppable. The tables had begun to turn, and the predators could feel it. The relentless human drive was no longer something they could ignore. They had made a critical mistake by underestimating the one thing no predator could ever predict: the fierce determination of a human parent fighting for their child.